Welcome to M&E Partners, and your host today is Coach John Mwingira, and today I'm going to be talking about the role of M&E specialists in an organization. At the end of this presentation, I would like for you to understand who is actually an M&E specialist, and then what are his or her responsibilities in terms of monitoring of a project or a program, and in terms of evaluation of the program. So basically this will be our point of discussion, or the areas where I'll be clarifying to you today. But before we go into the details, if you are watching this channel for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, because on a regular basis I'll be posting updates in relation to monitoring and evaluation. Now let's get to the business. Who is an M&E specialist? Who is an M&E specialist? An M&E specialist, like any other specialist, is actually someone who knows something more than any other people in that particular area. So take for example, for the case of doctors, we have the general doctors. These actually are the doctors who can treat or can take care of any kind of a patient. They are not specialized. It's just dealing with any kind of a patient coming in front of them. We call them general doctors. So they are doing issue in general matters. But when a doctor now focuses on a particular disease, let's say a cardiovascular disease, now we say this is a specialist in that particular disease. And the reason why we call this a specialist, because he is now focusing, has pointing all his or her focus in that particular disease. Then we say this is a specialized doctor. In the same vein, when it comes to monitoring and evaluation, someone will be referred to as an M&E specialist, not because he or she is holding certificates, a lot of certificates in monitoring and evaluation, no, but simply because he is well equipped with knowledge and the skills as far as monitoring and evaluation is concerned. That is to say, a monitoring and evaluation specialist is just someone who provides technical leadership regarding M&E activities within an organization or a project or a program. That is simply what it means by an M&E specialist. Then what roles does this specialist play in monitoring and evaluation of an intervention? The roles to play depend on the stage of the monitoring. When we are looking at the monitoring, when we are looking at monitoring of the project, an M&E specialist play different roles depending on the stage of the project. In a standard project life cycle, we have like 4 phases. We have the project initiation stage, we have the planning stage, we have the execution phase, we have the project end phase. During the initiation phase, actually it is when now we are thinking of, we need to have a project or a program. Then at this stage, an M&E specialist will play a role of guiding the team or providing guidance to the project team or the management on how to undertake the need assessment. Any program, any project or a problem has a specific need that need to address. So you need to identify, to assess if actually there is a need of having such particular intervention. Or sometimes we say problem identification. Projects usually intend to solve a particular problem. So during the project phase, the M&E specialist will be guiding the team on how to identify a real problem, a focal problem that should be addressed by the project. Then in the planning phase, an M&E specialist will be responsible for developing first the intervention logics. And when I say the intervention logics, I'm referring to three important logics: theory of change, logical framework, and result chain. These are the very important intervention logics that has to be developed before going in with a project during the planning phase. That's why we call it a planning stage now. Once these stages, these logics have been developed, the M&E specialist will have to guide the implementation team or the management on how to develop the project implementation plan. So the project implementation plan basically is developed based on the intervention logic. Then once the project evaluation or the project implementation plan has been prepared, it is a wise decision then to prepare an M&E plan during the planning phase. And maybe let me capitalize on this. And a lot of projects, they normally prepare the monitoring, project implementation plan, and they forget to prepare the M&E plan for such particular intervention. But the best practice requires that once you have prepared your intervention document, being it the strategic plan, being it the project implementation plan, immediately you have to prepare the M&E plan. This means that an M&E plan needs to be prepared before the project implementation has started. And actually the M&E plan, it is a document that is prepared to make sure that the project or a program is effectively and efficiently implemented, and ultimately the desired objectives are met, the desired outcomes of the project are met. So it's a very important document prepared during the planning phase. Then when we come to project execution, an M&E specialist will have a role to guide the team on how to prepare what we call the monitoring reports on monthly, quarterly, media, and annual basis. And again, the M&E specialist will be guiding the team on carrying out data analysis of the project, the monitoring data. So at the project end, of course, an M&E specialist will have to guide the team on how to undertake the project end-term evaluation. Basically, these are the issues, these are the roles that an M&E specialist should play when it comes to project monitoring. And again, during all the project life cycle, actually the monitoring and evaluation officer, an M&E specialist will be building capacity, will be responsible to build capacity to staff on M&E, building capacity on M&E to all staff involved in the project implementation, and the management as well, because understanding on monitoring and evaluation differs from one to other person. So it is necessary for an M&E specialist to make sure that the knowledge is shared among the staff and the management as well, as far as monitoring and evaluation is concerned. Again, the M&E specialist will guide the development of M&E policies and the guidelines in an organization. Then when we go into the other aspect of M&E, which is evaluation, then in this particular issue, an M&E specialist has a role to play, again, depending on the stage of the evaluation. An evaluation, a standard evaluation actually is composed of these stages. We have the development of TOR, We have the inception report, we have the evaluation report. Then during the development of the terms of reference, an M1E expert will be responsible to develop the evaluation terms of reference, and also will be responsible to guide the team on selection of the appropriate consultant to undertake an evaluation study. When the consultant has been appointed and assigned a task, he or she will come with the inception report. And then, at this stage, an M1E officer will be responsible to review the inception report and actually looking at whether this report suggests that the monitoring and the key evaluation questions stipulated in the terms of reference will actually be answered with the approach that the consultant has just brought up. And during the evaluation report, when the consultant has been tasked, when the inception report has been approved and the consultant has conducted the M1E, the evaluation study, then the evaluation report will come up, and at this stage, the M1E expert will be responsible to review the M1E report and ensure that if it meets the standard and if at all the evaluation questions have been answered. So, this, in summary, this is how the M1E specialist play a role in the evaluation of an intervention. Once again, I kindly request you guys to subscribe to this channel if you have not done before. And this is because on a regular basis, I will be posting updates in relation to monitoring and evaluation. Thank you for your time. See me next time. Thank you very much.